Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I'm here in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm actually in front of the Royal Palace in Sweden, and I thought I'd record a quick video with a travel tip that I have for you guys, which is something that I think comes in handy whenever you're in a new city, is to know how to get around in that city, especially to navigate by foot. I like to walk a lot when I'm traveling, so I like to go by foot. I find that that's the best way to really get to know a new city and to really experience a city when you're traveling. So I try to go by foot a lot. I also, we'll do the subways. I'll actually do a video on how to navigate subways, because I've done subways in many cities now, so I've gotten pretty good at it. But I wanted to give you a tip about how to just find your way around in a city by foot. So the first thing I do when I get to a new city that I haven't been to before is that I will do a couple of things. So the first of all, before I even go to the city, I look at the map and I look at the major layout of the city. So if you look at Stockholm on a map, what you'll find that it's composed of a few different islands, right? And so if you sort of know the name of the different islands and you kind of know where they're at in relation to each other, then you can have a general idea of what the structure of that city is, which is important for knowing your way around. So if you start off by doing that, that's the first thing. Then the next thing that I do is I'll go ahead and basically when I get to the city, I'll look for where there's like a river or a lake, some body of water. Usually a body of water is just a great landmark because it's real easy to identify, and it's one of those things that you can see from a large distance, and you can always kind of figure out, like, you can head towards the water, right? So if everything is in reference to the water, it's a great way, especially from a high point, you can always see the water, right? So I'm looking for that. Then the next thing that I'm doing is I'm looking for basic like points of interest, kind of navigational cues that are high up. So really big buildings, really visible buildings from the skyline that'll tell me which direction that I'm going. So I know, so I can oftentimes there'll be like churches in European cities that will have a steeple, and you can tell the different churches by the color of the steeple or some kind of some kind of thing. You just want to look for something that you can identify and know sort of where you're at in relation, right? So you can always head that direction. So especially like if you're staying at a hotel, right? What you really want to do, if you're staying wherever you're staying in the city, is you want to find some kind of landmark, something that you can see from the skyline that is really close to or in the direction of the place that you're staying, and you can just head that direction, right? So I use this all the time. Is people are always wondering when they travel with me, they're like, man, how the hell do you know where you're going all the time? I don't even see you pulling out your phone and looking at the map. And the answer, I don't even tell them, but the answer is because I'm looking at the skyline and I know that, okay, this church or this building that's right over here, this one, that's where the hotel is, or that's where the apartment that we're staying is at. So that's a really good tip. And then you want to find a few of these that kind of tell you which direction you're going, right? So if you've got kind of an orientation of, where the water is, okay, and where some of these buildings are that you can see from the skylight, this one's west, this one's east, right? And the general layout of the land, then you can find wherever you want to go. So you can just look at the map one time, right? So let's say that I want to find a place, right, that is, let's say a museum in a city. I'll look at the map and I'll say, okay, this is where the museum is, and I'll see where it is on the map. I'll look where it is in relation to the water, and I'll look where it is in relation to some of the landmarks, right? And then I can look and I can head that direction, especially if I have landmarks in each direction. So I try to find a few different landmarks, and then I can really position anything relative to that. And it doesn't mean I never have to whip out the map again, but I don't have to sit there with my phone. Like, I know some of you do this, right? And I see people walking around the city and they've got their phone out and they've got their Google Maps going with the walking directions, and they're trying to walk around the entire city, turn by turn, street by street, that way. And there's a couple couple problems with that. First of all, you know, it's going to kill your battery, and second of all, like, you don't get to really enjoy the city, and because you're looking down at your phone. And then I'd say third even is that you end up going the same route, the most efficient route all the time, where when I'm walking, if I know the general direction that I'm going, what I'm generally doing is I'm taking different routes every time so I can see different parts of the city, even though I'm heading in that same general direction. So anyway, I thought I'd just share that with you. That's just a tip, you know, I have with traveling. Whenever I get to a new city, I've got a couple other travel tips I'll probably share with you. One on currency conversion and how to do that, and how to like master that as soon as you get into a city, and probably some on, like I said, subway navigation. All right, if you like this video, if you want more, if you got some travel questions for me, you know, leave a comment below. And like I said, I'm in Stockholm now. I will be heading out to Finland next, but make sure you subscribe and make sure you click the bell below to make sure that you don't miss any of these videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.